Hey everyone, this is a long overdue update to my previous video on converting your 2x11 road bike to a 1x11. I just wanted to give a couple of updates. Since my last video, I actually originally had placed a 48 tooth chainring on the front to replace a 50-34. And I've actually gone to a 44, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in just a minute. And then over here on the back end, I actually originally started out just going really big with my 50-34 in the front and my 11. I had an 1132 in the back, and now I have an 1142. So I went to a 44-42 instead of a 46, and so the rear cassette is an 1142 Dior XT. And what I've done is I've been able to eliminate the tan pan from the prior video, which actually, as well as that may have worked, I actually have preferred this quite a bit more. GRX, since I made the last video, they came out with the Shimano GRX 11-speed. And it actually works really, really well, as you might imagine. But this just eliminates the tan pan. And again, I've actually had probably about 2,000 miles on this drivetrain, and I've actually found this gear combination to be absolutely great, minus one thing, and that is when you're on the sort of bottom end of a descent. A lot of times I'll get sort of dropped because I'm actually just really spinning out, trying to keep up with my buddies who are hammering on their 50-11 while I'm on my 44-11. So that's the only situation that it has not been great on. If you do a lot of climbing, I think you'll love it, especially if you do stuff that alternates between climbing and descending, because there's just absolutely no concern with a front derailleur, and it has just been the greatest thing. I will never ever go back to a 2x setup, regardless of the issues on the bottom end of a descent, just because it's just so simple, super great, and it's worked terrific, and I highly recommend this setup again. So just to kind of recap, I have the 44 tooth wolf tooth front chainring, which is aftermarket. And again, for those of you that didn't catch my last video, the Ultegra, this adds to your 50-34 compact crank, your Ultegra with the offset. And this chainring is actually centered, it's on the center line between the two old chainrings. It's designed to be that way. And then I just have my same chain essentially, and the rear cassette again is an 1142. I'm still kind of waiting for Shimano to come out with a 1042 like SRAM, but I'm kind of a Shimano head, so I tend to stick with them. And then I've got my Shimano GRX, and this is you just kind of have to look close. This is the longer cage, so that it can obviously handle the bigger cassette and the chain slack and everything else. So anyways, guys, I highly recommend it. And again, the total outlay for this, I think the rear derailleur, this one runs a little over 100. The cassettes have gone up in price. I'm not sure why, but they've gone from about 60 something to about 80 or even 100 in some cases for the rear cassette at this particular time on the 11-speed cassette. And then this front chainring will be about $100. These little taper guys, I think you can still get those. Those are for I believe it was the smaller chainring for Ultegra for like a cyclocross. So, and when I got those, I got them pretty cheap, but I've noticed those are at around $40 now. And that originally I just had the wolf tooth bolts in here, the red ones, and they look pretty good. So if you just want to go that route, it's just that this crank here is hollow behind this point, and so when you look down on it, you see kind of an opening there. It doesn't look that great. So anyways, so if you can find these, those are a good little item. It's a Shimano item. So anyways, guys, good luck, and I hope you find this video useful, and you could, you get inspired to set your bike up similarly, because it's been great.